Hi there, this is James Tripp. Welcome to this video which is about creating instant change, the real skills. The real skills. Now if that title, Creating Instant Change, if that rings a bell for you, well, you probably remember the Create Instant Change program that I released in conjunction with Nathan Thomas of Keys to the Mind about, 5-6 years ago now, which, if you haven't heard of that, well, it's because you can't buy Create Instant Change. Let me just tell you something about Create Instant Change. Create Instant Change came about because Nathan Thomas is a guy I met several times, great guy, we got on well, we became friends, and we had a lot of conversations about my approach to change work. And he said, well, why aren't you teaching this stuff in this level, this depth and this detail? I said, well, it's a big job to organize all the principles, organize all the concepts. And he said, well, how about I interview them out of you across a series of webinars, and if it flies well, we'll put it out there to the world and see who's into it. So this is what we did. We did this series of webinars called Create Instant Change, and Nathan interviewed my core principles for assisting people in creating profound and significant shifts in their lives using interactive hypnosis, hypnosis without trance if you like, methodologies, and what I call psychoactive facilitation. Now, I'm not going to get deep into these principles here. In fact, if you're watching this on the associated information page, there will be other videos on here, which I'll put the original videos out that we launched the Create Instant Change stuff, so you can get a sense of the principles and the values that are underneath Create Instant Change. But one of the things that was a surprise to me is this was a hugely successful offering. Out of all the things I've ever done, this has probably got the most just literally a tsunami of positive impacts. I still get people to this day saying the Create Instant Change material was a game changer for me as a professional change work practitioner. I have people, not just professional change work practitioners, people that do group transformation programs, consultants coming back to me saying these principles are absolute gold for leveraging change. So I was pretty pleased with the impact that the program had. And if you're wondering why it's not for sale on the Hypnosis Without Trance website, the reason being is Nathan sold his business, including half of Create Instant Change, to somebody else, who then sold it to somebody else. And due to legal reasons and copyright reasons, even though all of the principles, the ideas, the concepts, the methodology are all my intellectual property, I cannot release that program. My hands are tied legally from releasing that program currently. However, as nice as it was to get all that feedback about Create Instant Change, there was a drawback with it. There was a shortcoming that it had. And the primary shortcoming was that it was incredibly useful to people who were already skilled enough to be able to use those understandings and principles. They already had the skills in interactive hypnosis and psychoactive facilitation to the degree to which they could apply and get the results with the Create Instant Change material, which was principles and concepts and understandings based, which was great. But it meant that a lot of people out there got the stuff and it was enlightening for them and it was interesting for them and it gave them a whole host of ideas, but it wasn't in and of itself going to give them the skills they needed to go out there and be a professional change work practitioner, to become a professional change work practitioner. And this is where the advancement upon this that I want to talk about right now is coming from. Over the last few years, I've had lots of people asking me, James, who do you recommend I train with in change work or hypnotherapy? And across the years, I've given different answers, but none of those answers have ever been very satisfactory to me. They've always been compromises for a variety of different reasons. And the reason is because, to my knowledge, there's nobody out there who is running a training in hypnotherapy or change work with hypnosis that I could really come close to fully endorsing. There's some people out there who are my friends who I really like their thinking, but I can't really fully endorse their trainings all out because I think they fall short in many areas. And apologies if that's an inflammatory thing to say. We all have our own standards, we all have our own criteria, but to my view, And it doesn't mean that there isn't one out there, but there are very few hypnosis trainings, I should say that, none that I'm aware of, that I think really take care of the skills that people need to be a truly professional change work practitioner. And by that, what that means to me is somebody who anytime and anywhere and with anyone can use the skills they have at hand without any props, without any scripts, to generate and leverage change within the system that is the person that they're working with, without reliance upon scripts, without reliance upon preconceived, rigid processes. I call this script jockeying or process jockeying. Who has the skills to be alive and be adaptable and respond to that person and what is actually unfolding in the moment. And this is the essence of the Create Instant Change system. The Create Instant Change system is based on the concept of creating small shifts and leveraging those out into bigger shifts, which means being able to be super present with what's happening, to be able to elegantly and artfully nudge the system so as it unfolds in a particular direction towards profound and significant changes. The truth of the matter is, when you're dealing with people, you're dealing with complex systems. You're dealing with chaos systems, really. Systems with rich complexity that you cannot rely on some stock process to get a result. Sure, stock processes often do get results, but when they don't, what do? This is what being a real professional, to me, is all about. So having for many years been struggling to give a clear recommendation as to where somebody could go and train, I have finally decided to offer a changework skills training. And in fact, more than a changework skills training, because the direction of travel with this is to create a changework skills school, if you like, that is all about taking people really deep into very, very high level skills. Okay, and I'm partnering with this with a colleague of mine in Edinburgh, Mr. Andy MacArthur. Now, whilst I'm known out there in the world, I've got sort of a certain level of presence in people's consciousness in the hypnosis world, because I speak at conferences, because I have a YouTube channel, because I'm kind of out there on the web. Andy's not a guy who's necessarily been out there on the web. Andy is a guy who's been down in the trenches for many years, working with people in the real world. He is a hypnotherapist who is a successful hypnotherapist. The vast majority of hypnotherapists out there are not full-time making a living doing what they're doing. And he is a guy who gets the vast majority of his clients from referrals because he does good work. Edinburgh is a small city, by the way. When I go out walking with Andy in Edinburgh, on several occasions, people have come up profusely thanking him for the impact of the work that he's done, because Andy is a real world, in the trenches, pragmatic, hypnotic change worker and highly skilled at it as well. Andy is also a licensed trainer of New Code NLP as well. So he's a very skilled guy, very skilled practitioner, very skilled trainer. So what is occurring is I am partnering with Andy MacArthur, and we are running a 1-week training. It's actually 6.5 days. It's not quite 1 week, it's 6.5 days. It's happening, I'm just going to refer to my notes. It starts the 1st of December 2017 and ends on noon, midday, on Thursday the 7th of December, starts on Friday the 1st. And we've gone around the loop, Andy and I have, because we're very, very excited about this. This is a purely values-based proposition. The reason Andy and I are working together, incidentally, is because we completely align on the idea of skills. We both have a martial arts background. We both appreciate the value of real-world skills, of pragmatism, stuff that actually works. And we both understand that both in physical confrontations in martial arts and when you're working in a change work context, you're not playing chess, where you can have a strategy that you plan out ahead. You're playing Tetris. The blocks are falling down. You need to know how to turn them in real time and fit them in and make things work. So because we're hugely aligned on our value sets here and are huge appreciators of skills, real-time skills, and both recognize the limitations of script-gnosis or process-gnosis, script jockeying and processing, we're putting together this first offering as a skills training. We're very excited to be offering this. And we're going to be offering the foundational material that's going to enable you to work with the ideas and concepts that underpin Create Instant Change. So it's a coming together of the conceptualizations from Create Instant Change, the understandings, the principles, the reasonings with the skill sets you need to powerfully implement those, to powerfully be able to influence others, the system that is another person, in shifting its direction of travel with regard to the changes that that person wants to make in life. So this is what we're doing. We've gone around the loop trying to think about some cool branding for this. And the truth is we don't have one. We don't have a cool branding yet. This is a live thing. We're doing this first training and our intention is to do a level 2, level 3 afterwards. This is the level 1 training. So for now it is called the Tripp Changework Skills Development Program. Now how about that, right? It's not cool, it's not flashy, it just is what it is. It's the Tripp Changework Skills Development Program. And our ethos here will be taking you through fundamental skills, fundamental understandings, the things that you need. So when you walk off this training, of course there's more that you can learn on the path to mastery. Of course there is. There's no end point on any path of mastery. There is no end point. But what we want to have happen here is we want people walking off this with real skills that they can apply as soon as they're leaving the course, going out there, making a positive difference for other people in their lives. And the other value that we're adding to this is this is about becoming a professional. Now, we're not going to force you to become a professional. We're not going to force you to go out there and actually do this in terms of generating an income for yourself whilst doing something amazingly satisfying like assisting people in changing their lives. We're not going to force you to be a professional, but we are going to equip you to be a professional. This is a key value of what we're offering here. We are going to equip you to be a professional. So here's the offer. The offer is for 1 week. For 1 week, our price for this is going to be $1,200, okay? And we're offering this at $1,200 because this is the first one we've run. So it's £1,200 for a week training, which is incredibly good value for money. If you go out there, you look at the marketplace, you see what there is, you'll see you're getting extremely good value for money with this training at £1,200. But for 1 week, when this video launches for 1 week, and you'll see how long this offer lasts for near the video, we are going to be offering places at £925 for 1 week. So if you're interested in doing this, you may well want to move on this because we do have a limited number of places. I'm not going to put an exact number on that, but we have a venue already set and it's not going to swing really more than about 25 absolutely tops, but I'm looking more like around 20 people. Andy and myself will be there. You will meet Andy because across this week I'm going to be releasing more videos. We are going to be releasing more videos. You'll get to meet Andy. Andy's not a guy who likes to jump out and appear on videos and be out there on the internet. He's just a guy that does really, really solid work. He's a highly skilled trainer, prefers keeping a low profile, but you are going to meet Andy here. And if you have any questions about what kind of stuff we're going to be getting into, please do ask those questions. Please do engage in a conversation with us. You'll be hearing more from us, and if you ask those questions, you may well find that the videos that we produce in response to those are providing you with the kinds of information, the answers that you need. Okay, so that's the Tripp skills training, Changework skills training. It begins Friday the 1st of December. It's in Edinburgh in the UK, Edinburgh Old Town at the Novotel, Lauriston Place. And it runs until noon on Thursday the 7th. If you're interested in joining us for this, it's going to be a phenomenal training. You're going to get some extremely cool, practical, pragmatic, real-world changework skills under your belt. And you can also get this at an incredible price of £925 for this 1 week. So if you join us, take care. Otherwise, I'll see you around and about elsewhere. Thank you.